is really extending this hip with the shoulder together, right? So I don't want to keep my chest facing forward when I throw a jab, right? I want to turn my chest, get this shoulder to move in front of my face. Right? I don't want to stay back here. I want to fully extend, get full length control that I can find. Boom. Focus on turning those hips, getting that shoulder in there. Focus on staying on your toes. Try to keep a little bit of bend. Keep on going. Jab. Keep that elbow in front of your chest. Push it out. Focus on staying as far away from the bag or target that you can, right? This is our jab. It's our longest weapon. We want to be able to stick that jab, protect ourselves. Try not to take any extra steps. One step is one jab. Jab. Now we're going to add our right hand parry. So all it is when I jab, my hip goes in, my shoulder goes in, but now this is going to be in front of my nose, right? I like to think about one cue is the palm or the back of your hand right there. It should be right in front of your nose. It shouldn't be touching. You don't want to jam yourself. Right in front of it. Right here. So we're in a jab. Pop that hip in, pop that shoulder in, but keep that right hand in front of your face, right here. Parry jab. Now we're going to add it to the steps again. I'm going to stay on begin on the right side. Full jab, parry, parry, parry jab. And now we go back to the right. What I don't want to see, right, is this chin going away every single time. We stay home, we use that hip and shoulder to get that distance. We keep our hand in front. Boom. Let's keep it going. Be careful not to make that parry hand go away from your face, right? We don't want to be caught out here with both our hands away from our face. Keep it tight. Protect the head. Control incoming punches. One step is one punch. Boom. All right, now that we got the rhythm, by now we should be finding our rhythm now. I want us to disrupt it. Every step now doesn't need to be a punch, right? Every step is either a feint or a punch. So we've been going punch, punch, finding a rhythm, right? Now what we're going to do, if I take a step, I don't have to punch. I can feint. That step is now a good feint. Keep it going now. So every step you can either parry jab or finish that step by just feinting. So we're either parry jabbing or feinting with every step. Let's keep it going. Try not to change the step that you use. All it is you don't throw the punch. If I step, I'm just going to step. Just the way your body moves should give your opponent the read that that jab is coming out. One way to make sure this feint really looks like a feint is this parry hand. So if I'm stepping and I parry every time I jab, in order to make this jab feint look believable, I can step and then parry a little bit. So I give 2 out of the 3 pieces of the true jab. I give the step and I give the parry. Just enough to make them believe that something is coming out. Thirty more seconds. Let's keep it going. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's switch roles. All right. So people doing pads, you're going to switch roles now. People doing bags, all we're going to do is add a little bit of level play. Okay. So now we have 3 options for every step. I can either step head jab at the same time. I can either step feint, or I can step body jab. Okay. All 3 times, we're making this parry hand move right in front of our face. All right. So, people on the bag, we're adding the body. We're going to either head jab, feint, or body jab. People on the pad, I just want you to focus on starting on that parry jab alone and then work your way up. All right. I'm going to start in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. No extra steps, just what's needed. 1 step is either a punch or a feint. It helps finding that rhythm first. 1 step is 1 punch. Establish that rhythm. 1 step is 1 punch. And if I feint, change levels. Once you lose it, if you lose that rhythm, let's go back to it. Try to recreate it. Nice work. Let's keep it going. Every step is a punch, feint. Muscle memory time. Taking time to practice only one kind. That's the way you're going to be able to seamlessly move between the 3. Keep it going. We got 60 more seconds. Focus on keeping that hip and that shoulder tethered together, pushing out together. 1 motion. Stay on those toes, making sure we're using the jab the correct way right, is our longest punch. Keep it long, keep it long. Avoid the trap of showing the chest the whole time. I want to shoot a blade. Thirty more seconds, almost done. It's important to be able to have the option, right? We're just stepping right now, but from this step, we have 3 different things we can do. I can jab high, feint, jab low. It's the beginning of a lot of opportunities, a lot of options. Three, 2, 1. Shake it out, shake it out. All right. Next one we're going to do. We're moving along pretty quickly here. After that parry 1, let's switch back to the original person. After that parry 1, right? We both threw a jab at the same time. I was able to catch theirs and land, right? So think about a combat situation, competition situation. You throw a jab at me, I can parry it, and I hit you. My opponent, you in this situation, is occupied with this hand. I'm going to just, without loading up, slide right over that punch I just parried, throw 2. One more time. So I throw a jab and I parry a jab at the same time. That jab is now touching my right hand. All I'm going to do is slide over that jab I just parried, follow it home, and find that 2. All right. So if you can see with your mind's eye for me, someone is orthodox, left hand lead, they're throwing a jab at me. I'm going to parry that jab back. What that means, though, is I have control of their jab hand. With control of their jab hand, I'm going to throw my 2 over. Okay? Now, as a southpaw, it's the same deal, right? Only difference is they're a little bit closer. Now that jab, our jabs are able to hit each other, right? If their jab gets back here, boom, it's even a closer shot, right? So I don't have to worry about it. It's not much different. It's actually easier. I slide over the top, I follow it home. All right. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to practice. We're going to visualize someone throwing a jab at us. I'm going to parry it and jab at the same time. Now we're both locked in this jab position, but I have control. So I'm going to slide over and throw a 2. Okay. Parry, jab, 2. And it's not timing, okay? I don't want to parry, jab, wait a little bit too. As soon as you gain control, slide over. Boom. And recognize that is not a normal straight, right? We're sliding through the arm, over the arm. And so if I slide through the arm, to find the head, I need to curve the end. So I'm going to parry, curve it through, find that chin. Parry 1, control that dominant hand of theirs, slide over it, slam that 2. Parry 1, 2. Control 2. That's another great way to think about it. That parry 1 is your attempt at controlling at the distance. I control at the distance and then land my shot. Control, land the shot. Control, land the shot. Boom. Remember, it's a fast move, right? We don't have a long time. As soon as you lock into that jab position, that parry jab, they're going to want to disengage as soon as they get it. So we find it, we got to go. Oh. Think about as you're stepping, right? The step is to control the weight of the punch, to absorb it. As soon as you completely absorb it, your weight's on your back foot, You can pivot, throw that 2. Absorb the jab, throw a 2. Control 2. Control 2. Let's keep on going now. Control it, throw a 2. Now, this is a great opportunity for us to practice that one step is a punch or one step is a feint, like we were just doing, right? Now, as we step, I don't need to punch with every single step. I'm going to feint, step feint, then do it, right? It's important. What it is if I throw a jab, and if they're prepared for that jab, they're just going to defend it, right? But if it's a little bit surprising of a jab, I get hit with a jab, I'm going to throw it back, right? And so that's what we want. We want to catch them a little off guard so that they throw a jab back, something that we can easily parry and then easily counter. Let's keep on going. 1 more minute, and then we're going to switch roles. Remember, this lead hand is a control hand. We use our steps to feint. We get them to jab us with a punch we can control, and then throw a 2. Now that we found the rhythm, right, in that first drill, we're trying to break that rhythm. In order to break a rhythm, we need first to find it. Remember to take those controlled steps still. Thirty more seconds. Last one I'm going to make before we last burst is the parry should be a back foot motion, right? We want to absorb the power, so we're going to put our weight on this back foot. Boom. That gives us base to twist and throw that power to. 20 more seconds. I want you to try that out a few more times. Back. That weight lets me throw my full power on that back foot. Three, 2, 1. Switch rolls, switch rolls. Nice work, nice work. So, one thing about this workout, right? The combo we're building, is a little arbitrary, right? But this is the style that I prefer if you were to build your own workouts, where we started with the parry 1, and then we added a second thing, and then now we're gonna add a third thing, right? Taking 3 2-minute rounds on every single piece of a combo. And then finally, in that last 2-minute round, right? You got that full thing. All right, so let's continue building, okay? So, actually, second person needs to do the second round. Let's go, let's keep on working. So, what you're doing, again, we're gonna parry 1, control that lead hand, throw a 2. All right, it's gonna be the same concept if either I'm southpaw or orthodox, right? But as a southpaw, all we're gonna do is recognize that that jab hand is coming way deeper, right? So that they're stuffing you pretty deep. So I kind of have to angle out to throw that 2. That's gonna be the one big difference, right? So if I throw that 1 parry 1, they're stuffing in pretty deep. In order to get this 2 over where I need to get, I'm gonna step out, put it down the 2, right? So if I'm here at parry 1, I have to get over with my right foot step. And so this right hand or left hand goes straight down the 2. parry one. From here, step out. So I just have to push straight. Whatever position that parry, whatever position that elbow is for that parry, all you're going to do from that position is push out. Boom, boom. That's going to ensure you're sliding right over the top of the punch, following it home. Keep on going. Find that bag now. Push that elbow straight through. Use that right hand or use that lead hand, right, to create distance, making sure we're staying at our optimal range. Use your full length. Keep it up, keep it up. About a minute more, about a minute more. Focus on transferring whatever steps we do, right? Transferring weight by twisting. So what I'm gonna do, I'm in my neutral stance, right? If I wanna put my weight forward, I'm gonna twist my right foot, make my right heel come off the ground. Now I'm gonna stand in southpaw because there's actually more southpaws in this room right now. So if I'm in my southpaw stance and I'm neutral, right? Weight distributed equally on both legs. So I want to rock my weight to my front foot. I'm going to twist my left foot so my left heel is off the ground. So I'm forced to kind of put my weight over, right? Now the opposite, if I want to shift my weight back, I have to twist again. First, my left foot back to neutral, and then now my right foot, my right heel comes off the ground, and that'll rock my weight back, right? So one great way to transfer weight is just thinking about moving that heel. The reason why I'm talking about that right now for this move is because when I said earlier, right, the parry is about sitting back on that weight. All you have to do to sit back on that weight is on that front foot, lift your heel ever so slightly, right? And what that does also is make sure that transfer, when you're on your right foot, I now have two legs I can twist on, right? So that's gonna help us generate power. Is neutral, we're on our toes, heels off the ground, but nothing crazy, right? Neutral. When I transfer weight to my back foot, my lead foot, heel crazy off the ground, that forces me back. Let's keep on going now. Let's try it out. Focus on your feet. Only take steps that you need. Now use your heels to rock your weight around, to control your weight distribution. The nice thing about thinking about your heels as your weight distributor is you can take those motions as you're stepping. As I'm stepping left, I can twist my left heel. And so I end up in a rock back position. Translate that to southpaw. If I take a right step as a southpaw, right, I can twist my right heel out so that when I finish my right step going right, boom, I've rocked my weight to my back foot, right? So if I rock my right heel out to my right side, right? We're swinging it right. As I step right, I can finish the step, pushing my weight to my back foot. All that means is as I'm stepping right, I can do the opposite. Now, that allows us to control our weight distribution as we're stepping, which means we don't have to step as much in order to get the angles that we look for. So 10 more seconds. Let's go as fast as we can now. Carry two. Carry two. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great. All right. So now we're going to do, we got a few more minutes here. I'm going to go a little bit over 30 minutes, but it's all right. I think we started a little bit late. We're going to practice our square now. Okay. So we're going to parry one. I'm going to throw that two to make their head turn away. I'm going to now square out, boom, to get behind their now turn face and throw, normally throw a two, right? After we would normally throw a two, square two. Today we're going to go two, square, down the pipe with this hand, 5. So rather than crashing over the head, coming out and crashing over the head again, I'm going to get them over, square out. Notice where this hand ended up. It's the same spot, right? So if this 2 is right here, I'm going to keep my hand in the same position. I'm going to square out. That 5 is right there. Okay, so 2, square, throw 5. We're going to parry one, throw a 2, square, 5 down the pipe. For a southpaw, it's going to be the same thing. I'm going to go over to this other side. But now, the only thing you have to focus on is hooking your back foot harder, right? So we're going to go 1, 2. When I square out, I just need to really twist so I can throw that 5, right? If I go flat, I'm too far. If I twist in, that's close enough, right? So for your southpaws, you need to focus on bringing this left hip close. Orthodox, just think about moving laterally a little bit, throwing that 5. And start it up. Parry 1, throw 2. Once this control is over here, you're going to slip out, throw 5. Notice how my 5, normally we would throw 5 straight up and down, right? That's our traditional orthodox, quote unquote orthodox. But we have to take in consideration where our opponent is, right? So your opponent's right here. I'm gonna keep my glove here. If I shift over and go straight up and down, that's not gonna get where it needs to go, right? So I'm still orienting my elbow to where my opponent is. If this is where my opponent is, my elbow is there. I'm going up and down, but it's where my opponent is, not where I am. Okay? So parry 1, throw 2, come out, keep that elbow straight up and down, throw it up. Parry 1, throw 2, square out, throw 5. Parry 2, 5. Parry 2, square 5, 2. Let's keep on going now. Once you finish that 5, so parry 1, throw 2, we square. Once you finish that 5, feel free to throw a 2 or just reset. Carry 1, throw a 2, square 5, throw a 2. There's a lot of great things we can do after that 5. Let's just work on that 5 right now, though. And if you're feeling adventurous, throw that 2. Carry, throw a 2, dash over, throw an uppercut. They're going to be expecting that other 2, right? They're going to be expecting a 2, throw a 5. Any more seconds, then we're going to switch. Make sure to finish your 2. So we're finishing that 2, and then we're squaring over. Okay? So I want you to notice how I'm looking at the camera, right? When I finish my square, I'm still looking at the camera for orthodox. Okay? So 1, 2, I square out. You don't have to fix your hips to go that angle. 1, 2, we square out. That's why this elbow is here, right? We get that space over, and then we continue over. So keep those hips looking forward. 1, 2, square 5. I'm gonna watch for a little bit. All right. So, Levi, I want you to change one thing for me. I'm going to try to do this. Rather than stepping and coming through, right, which is powerful, I want us to step, finish that, bring that left foot with you before you throw that 5, right? So you go, you're parry 1. Right now, what I'm seeing, right, I don't know if this is 100% true. You got a parry 1, 2. As you step over, you're throwing that 5, right? I want you, as you step over, to finish that left foot and then throw the 5. Let's try it out. There we go, good. Now, I want you to think about that left foot touching the ground as the button, right? 2, I square out, that left foot gives you that power. Let's try it out. Better, better. Remember to take that second step though. Boom, there we go, there we go. Let's go 30 more seconds, I'm gonna let you figure that out. Just work it out. Got a parry 1, throw a 2, hop over, dash over, throw a 5. Making sure both feet are on the ground before we throw. For southpaw, again, on that square, we just need to make sure this left hip is hooking through, and then that way we can still hit that 5. We've talked about this before, but it's the idea of getting the perpendicular angle versus the outside angle, right? This one versus getting outside, if that makes sense to you. 3, 2, 1. Let's switch back to the other person for last round of the day. All right. So I'm going to talk about the southpaw because we got 2 southpaws going. I think it's easier if you see me from the back, right? Okay. So after that parry 1, you're going to throw that 2. When I square over to the left, I need to bring this left hip through a little bit more. So that way my 5 is still right here, okay? And I did it the exact same way as orthodox, and I go over flat. This 5 is too far away, okay? So the only difference is I need to hook this leg around, so this 5 still stays nice and true. Let's try it out. Yep, here we go. Parry 1, throw it 2. I jump over, twist, throw 5. Parry 1, 2, come over, throw 5. Parry 1, 2, come over, throw 5. Throughout this whole thing, we're focusing on staying on our toes, right? Despite being neutral, like I was talking about, we're on our toes. Our heels are never fully on the ground. We're not on our tippy toes. We're just on the balls of our foot. Parry 1, control distance, throw that 2, gain power control, shift over. They expect that 2 coming, throw that 5, then we have freedom. On the other side, on the southpaw. That parry 1, we get deep. I throw a 2, I get them, I stuff their face, cover their face. I get over to that side, throw a 5. Come in deep, stuff the face, hook around, throw a 5, then we can go. Come in deep, stuff the face, pop out, 5, freedom to bang. Deep, control, come out, 5, 2. Don't forget to work on your feints. So what we worked on the very first round does not change, right? With every single step, you can either punch or you can feint. 2, square, 5. Don't forget our basics. We're stepping, stepping. Parry 1, 2, square, 5, 2. Stepping. Parry 1, 2, square, 5. 30 more seconds, 30 more seconds. I'm gonna watch now.